Well, good morning, everyone. And thank you so much for being here today. I'm Susan DeRick. I'm the interim president and CEO at Lakeridge Health, and we are so thrilled to have all of you here today at the future site of the Jerry Coughlan Health and Wellness Center. It's a great day for North Pickering and all of the Durham Region community, and it's my pleasure to be the MC for today's event. It's a phenomenal day for our entire community and for Lakeridge Health and the many partners who have made today possible. This is a really great accomplishment for all of us here in the room and for our entire community who believed the idea of a modern, multi-service, community and hospital health center and wellness center is possible. And all of those here in the room and online who have generously supported the center in the past few years. Before we begin, I would like to just recognize some of the people who have joined us today and those who have supported the future of healthcare here in Durham Health, or in Durham Region. First, I would like to say a heartfelt welcome and thank you to our friends Jerry and Lynn Coughlan, who have joined us earlier today. We're also thrilled to welcome the Honorable Peter Bethlen-Falvey, MPP for Pickering-Uxbridge and President of the Treasury Board, who's going to say a few words a little later on in the program. And he will be joined at the podium by Lauren Coe, MPP for Whitby and Chief Government Whip, along with Lindsay Park, MPP for Durham and Parliamentary Assistant for the Attorney General. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to the many municipal partners who have joined us today. Dave Pickles, Acting Mayor of Pickering, Shaheen Butt, Councillor for Ward 3, Ian Cumming, Councillor for Ward 2, along with a number of our Lakeridge Health volunteers, including our Board of Trustees. We have 3 Board of Trustee members with us today. Alok Sethi, who is Chair of the Resources Committee and was also Chair of the committee that actually did the business case that helped make today possible. We have Shashi Bacha, a member of a Board of Trustees, and Carrie Ann Fenn, the Vice Chair of our Quality Committee and member of our board. I'd also like to welcome a number of the people who also made this possible, our volunteers from the Community Advisory Panel. Tom Batchelor is with us today, co-chair, hi Tom, of our Community Advisory Panel for Ajax Pickering, Joyce Perrin, as well as Cecil Ramuth, all here today. Thank you all for joining us. And in addition, I'd also like to welcome members of the Ajax Pickering Foundation, huge supporters of the Jerry Coughlan Health and Wellness Center, and those who have been big believers in the future of healthcare here in Durham Region and Lakeridge Health. I'd like to welcome Tom McCullough, member of the Ajax Pickering Foundation Board of Directors, and Tracy Patterson, CEO of the foundation. And finally, I would like to welcome our partners from Northwest Healthcare Properties REIT and Denon Construction, and in particular, Andrew Kidd, who will provide some remarks this morning. And welcome to all of those who have joined us via live stream. It's an exciting day here in North Pickering and at the future home of the Jerry Coughlan Health and Wellness Center. So while we're doing our part to physical distance, virtual technology is allowing us to bring our event here on site into the community and into the homes and businesses across Durham Region in real time. And so following just a few housekeeping items, following our formal remarks, we're going to ask a small group of folks to come forward and take part in a groundbreaking ceremony that we'll all watch and a photo. And now we're going to get on with the formal remarks. It is my pleasure to invite Alok Sethi, Chair of Resources Committee, Treasurer of the Lake Ridge Health Board of Trustees, to say a few remarks. Alok.
Thank you. On behalf of Lake Ridge, I would like to welcome you to celebrate a very important community milestone, the official groundbreaking for the Jerry Coughlan Health and Wellness Center. It is always a pleasure to be with community members, patient advisors, partners of our team, and government leaders. We respectfully acknowledge that today we are gathered on the land and traditional territory of the Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nation, a branch of the greater Anishinaabe Nation that includes the Ojibwe, the Odawa, and the Potawatomi. We gather our gratitude and saying miigwech to thank the Mississaugas and other indigenous peoples for caring on this land from the memorial and for sharing the land covered under the Williams Treaty 20 with those of us newcomers today. Out of gratitude, we are called to treat the land, the plants, animals, stories, and its peoples with honor and respect. Just over a year ago, we introduced a new vision for Lake Ridge Health, developed together with the community at large and our team at Lake Ridge. Guided by our new vision, One System, Best Health, we are reimagining healthcare and partnering with the other organizations, patients, and families in new ways to improve healthcare and wellness in our communities. The Jerry Coughlan Health and Wellness Center is a powerful example of One System, Best Health means for Durham region. As one of Ontario's fastest growing areas, Durham needs new approaches to meet community needs. Durham's population is set to double, reaching 1.2 million by 2041. The region is also wonderfully diverse, and each community has a unique demographic makeup. In Pickering, for example, according to the 2016 census, 35% of the local residents were born outside of Canada, and 43% are identified as being part of a visible minority. Across Durham region, the 65-plus population is growing more rapidly in compared to other groups. And more families are moving into communities like Seaton, just up the road from here. We know people of all ages have healthier outcomes and experiences when they receive a continuum health of services close to where they live. This transformational center is the way of the future for healthcare here in Durham region and across Ontario. By co-locating a broad array of community and hospital services, the Jerry Coughlan Health and Wellness Center will integrate healthcare provision for local patients and peoples across the region referred here for procedures and other services. This is part of our vision to create an integrated regional health system. The 4-story state-of-the-art center will provide day surgery and other Lake Ridge Health services, an urgent care clinic, diagnostic and laboratory tests, physician offices, and a pharmacy. The service will be connected physically and through digital technology that will enable providers and patients to commute remotely in real time. This model will support patients to seamlessly transition between the hospital, the community, and home, for which it will enhance the experience for the individual and the overall healthcare team. We would not be here today without the compassionate support of the community, and in particular, Mr. Jerry Coughlan. Jerry Coughlan is a cornerstone of the Ajax and Pickering community as a builder of over 3,000 homes for the community of East Toronto and Durham region. Like the thousands of homes he has built, his legacy to our community will last for generations because he is responsible for so much more than bricks and mortars. Jerry's tremendous generosity continues to shape our community so we can thrive. He understands that to thrive, communities need strong local health services. We are so grateful for his commitment to healthy and vibrant communities where all families have the chance to build a good life. And we are proud to recognize Jerry for financing the construction of the center named in his honor. These centers are also being built through an innovative development partnership. Northwest Healthcare Properties REIT, a leading infrastructure company with deep experience in Canadian healthcare system, will design, build, and operate the facility. Lakeridge Health will lease part of the space for its outpatient services. Northwest will lease the remainder for physicians and the community services that residents need. We would like to thank MPP Bentlehemi and his MPP colleagues for their unwavering support for this project and for investing in healthcare communities in Durham Region. Mayor Ryan and Regional Chair Henry, we thank you and your municipal colleagues for the invaluable support you provide Lakeridge Health. We are excited to begin the next stage of our journey, constructing the facility beginning this month. We anticipate being back here again in winter 2022 to welcome our first patients to the new center. Thank you all for again celebrating this event with us today. And I now have the pleasure of asking the Honorable Peter Falvey, MPP for Pickering Uxbridge and Pickering at the Treasury Board for Ontario to provide remarks. And I do promise I did practice that name a few times last night. And I still failed. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. And don't worry, it took me about 10 years to master my name. It's not easy, trust me. Thank you, Susan. I won't thank everybody because there's too many, but I just want to point out first, I'm glad to see everyone's practicing physical distancing. Although this 10-meter rule of physical distancing from politicians is maybe a little bit more than I would have thought, but this microphone's really far back there, but I see you. I also want to acknowledge my colleagues, the MPP for Whitby, Lorne Coe, I'm looking straight at you, he's right there, and the great MPP for Durham, Lindsay Park. Thank you for being here today. You know, we're working through an unprecedented time in this pandemic. You know, we're working very closely with our municipal partners. We just announced last week a Safe Restart program. Along with the federal government, we're providing $2 billion of supports for the municipalities, 444 municipalities in Ontario, and an additional $2 billion for transit because we can't do it alone. We have to work together. We have to work with our municipal partners. We're working very closely with the federal government, and it's been a terrific working partnership, 3 levels of government. And you know, when we're faced with a common enemy, COVID-19, that's what makes us truly Canadians and truly one community. So I do want to thank my municipal colleagues who are here and our federal colleagues. Childcare spaces, it really is not just Durham's time. I'm going to be a little shameless here and say it's Pickering's time. So thank you for the support there. Today's announcement and groundbreaking is so important. Susan mentioned, and it was mentioned, we have an aging population. It's just math. It's the demographics. We have to take care of our population. And this will go a long way in our community, right here, to be able to take care of many of our citizens in not only Pickering, but the region. So it's an extraordinary day. I can't say how important it is. I do want to end by saying the many people who've made this happen. I'm looking at many of you. Susan, Lakeridge Health has been unbelievable. They stepped into a number of our long-term care facilities, the devastation that we saw at Orchard Villa, and many others that you might not be aware that Lakeridge Health stepped in with their teams, their nurses, their staff, and really did a remarkable job. And all those facilities now are COVID-free, and it's the credit to your team and the many frontline healthcare workers that made that so to protect our elderly who are in these facilities. So thank you, Susan. I'm also looking at some of the board members. I'm looking at Carrion, I'm looking at Sashi, good friends who've really, you know, the volunteerism, the amount of community effort, these folks do more than just help out in the healthcare space. They help out on so many things in our community, often go unseen, unrewarded, unthanked. So I want to thank you both because I know you both. So thank you very much for everything you're doing, Sashi and Carrion, in our community. Tracy Patterson, I mean, you've been a champion at the foundation. It was just mentioned, the great work that you're doing. Keep that up. I think there's going to be a golf tournament at some point. Yes, I'm getting the yes, sir. So I'll support that in any way I can. Continue the great work that you're doing on behalf of the people of our great region. I'm sure I'm forgetting others. I do want to mention Myrna Peacock in the back. Many of you may know her, some of you may not. Tireless leader in our community for the Legion, where a lot of our elderly and our veterans go for some social gathering and some fun in an environment. It's tough to be a veteran. It's often gone unrewarded. Myrna, you do an incredible job to keep that Legion going, and our government has been very honored and privileged to announce funding for Legions across Ontario because they deserve it. They've done so much to keep us free and to keep democracy going in this province. It's the least that we can do to recognize them. So thank you, Myrna, for everything that you do. So I'm going to conclude because once I get a microphone, I could go on for about an hour, but I think that you folks have other things to do. I just want to congratulate everyone who's been involved with this Wellness Center. This means so much. You know, every day in politics, it's a privilege and honor to serve. And we just keep the seat warm. We're either hired or fired in every election period. Take nothing for granted. Every day is special, but today is a little bit more special because we can announce and break the ground on this great facility. So on behalf of the Government of Ontario, on behalf of my colleagues and everyone who's made this happen, thank you very much.
Thank you, MPP Bethlen Falvey. And now I would like to introduce our partners in this wonderful Jerry Coughlan Health and Wellness Center. And to represent Northwest Healthcare REIT is Senior Vice President of Development, Andrew Kidd. Andrew.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests. I want to start by saying I've never felt quite so thankful and connected to the Ministry of Health in my life. 2.5 weeks ago, I underwent an 8-hour surgical procedure for spinal reconstruction surgery. It's a testament to our healthcare system here in Ontario and across Canada that I'm up before you here today. More testament to our system than me. I've probably got an extra ½ pound of weight in just pure screws in my back. I want to apologize to Lakeridge Health that I did not have the procedure done at your facilities. Unfortunately, it was done at St. Mike's Hospital. But I did ask if they would monogram an LH on each screw to go into my back. My first x-ray's on Friday, and we'll see if they did it. And I've never been quite so proud to be Canadian as now. Always have been, but these days. I'd like to tell you a little bit about Northwest Healthcare Properties REIT. It's not shameless advertising. It's more to give you our perspective on how we see this project, which I think is important. So Northwest Healthcare Properties REIT is a specialist healthcare real estate owner, developer, and manager that owns a high quality of over 180 medical office and hospital properties throughout major markets in Canada, Brazil, Germany, the Netherlands, Holland, the Netherlands, Australia, the UK, Brazil. In Canada, we're the largest non-government owner and manager of healthcare-related facilities with 56 properties comprising 3.5 million square feet and over 1,000 tenants. So our view of this project comes from that perspective. We are, safely said, by a significant margin, the largest owner, manager, and developer of healthcare service real estate in Canada. About 4 years ago, we began to take a look at the role that we play in the healthcare system in Canada and the role we could and should play. And so we started our own little project to look at a new type of facility we saw that we thought was missing in Canada from what we saw globally. It was a form of ambulatory care center. So we started to design one just on a greenfield site anywhere in Canada, and we spent a lot of time at it. This serendipitously met with Lakeridge Health's initiative for the Jerry Coughlan Health and Wellness Center. We like to think it was more than serendipity. We've been speaking to the ministries of health in different provinces about the concept. So we are truly extremely excited and proud to be working with Lakeridge as partners in what we see as true innovation on healthcare delivery and facilities. We believe the Jerry Coughlan Health and Wellness Center creates a go-forward model for hospital-based health services that provides a one-stop holistic center of hospital clinics, physicians, and allied health service providers in what's a highly cost-efficient model that can be extended into satellite locations or on hospital campuses to better serve the community. This is what we've been working on before. It's real, and it's consistent with the advances in healthcare services we see internationally. All involved, from Lakeridge, the Coughlan family, the City of Pickering, the Minister of Health in the province, are to be absolutely commended for their commitment to innovation and execution. You know, innovation's, it's a popular word these days, and it's easy to say. It's much harder to find and even harder to actually execute, and that's what we're doing here today. So we congratulate Lakeridge for their accomplishment in creating and advancing the Jerry Coughlan Health and Wellness Center and the Coughlan family for making it so, and applaud them for their diligent RFP process, which was extremely well managed in its structure and timeliness. As a large public company having extended experience with government institutional tenants, Northwest goes on record saying that Lakeridge struck the right balance of protection of institutional interests and engaging the private sector in a way that stands as a great opportunity for the success of all involved. Everybody here should take great pride in what's happening today, and we thank you for letting us be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. And thank you all. Today's event is a testament to the partnership and the partnerships that are possible when we think outside of the box, when we think about the future. The partnership between Lakeridge Health, the Province of Ontario, Northwest Properties REIT, as well as the Coughlan family and all of our community partners will really transform healthcare and how we deliver healthcare here in Durham Region and provide more access to innovative services and those services that our community needs most right here at home. So with that, we are going to move to an official groundbreaking photo. But before that, I would like to just ask Bill Love from Deneen to just take a little wave. Bill, hi Bill, thank you so much to you and Deneen for helping make today's event here on site possible. Thank you. And now I would like to ask Alok Sethi, Chair of the Resources Committee and the Board of Trustees of Lakeridge Health, Honorable Peter Bethlehem-Falvey, Andrew Kidd, Tom McCullough, Board Chair of the Ajax Pickering Hospital Foundation, MPP Co. and MPP Park, to join up here at the front for the ground break. Oh, and pardon me, Councillor Dave Pickles, Acting Mayor, to join us at the front for the groundbreaking ceremony, please.
Keep going, we got more to go. Dig a big hole. We're saving us money.
All good, yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Somebody move that.